We all have worked hard for our money, and in the end, we gotta ask ourselves, what was it all really for? You're gonna get to listen in on a conversation between me and two of my investor friends, Sergio and Jose, to learn different perspectives on what you should even do with your money once you earn it, and about leaving a legacy. And if you're new to the channel, my name's Justin You're-Wrong. I'm a real estate investor and entrepreneur here in Las Vegas. I've made hundreds of videos teaching people about real estate, and the goal of this channel is to help you grow your money and mindset. Also, if you want to see more personal content, follow me on Instagram at Justin You're-Wrong.
What you gonna do with your money?
With my money?
Yeah, we're making all this money. That's a big thing with entrepreneurs. Is like we're making all this money.
Uh-huh.
And kind of like Mr. Beast. Do you guys watch Mr. Beast?
Yeah.
He like invests like all of his money like back into the like.
Crazy.
I don't really know like the specifics, but from what I've heard, like he just reinvests all of it.
Yeah.
And like I want to see your guys' take on how much are you reinvesting, how much are you keeping, or I don't have to be specific, but just give me like a ballpark or something.
Majority of my stuff I'm reinvesting because like I don't need that much to live. I'm a pretty simple guy, so most of it like I don't have like a set salary or what is it, like monthly payment I give myself. It's like when I'm like almost at zero in my personal bank account, I'm like, all right, let me put some money in this thing. That's kind of my strategy, and I always have an eye on like both business and personal accounts, so it's not like horrible. But most of it goes back to the company, whether it's going to editors or marketing, social media stuff.
Cool. For me, I have a lot of the money that my businesses make. They're still in the LLCs.
Cash?
There's a lot of cash.
So they're cash?
They're sitting there, just because
Does
I
it
just
need to be there?
I mean, otherwise I will take a qualified, what is it called? Just like a deduction, like a payment for me, and I don't want to take payments.
Okay.
Yeah. So a couple of them are there because I want to invest in something bigger. So it's just accumulating. And I'm just waiting for it to reach the amount so I can actually go into that business. Yeah. And then the other stuff is like I don't spend money. I really don't. And when I spend money, that's the thing. When I spend money, I do spend money. I do spend money when I have to because
You got a Tesla, so
I do have a test. But
spend money.
I don't pay for it.
Have a Tesla.
I don't pay for it.
Well,
my rental.
somebody does.
My rentals pay for it. So so but there's things that like, for example, driving, that thing, I like it, so I'll get it. But it's not like if I didn't have one, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to me that much.
Yeah.
To me, I value more experiences. Like if I have to pay for an experience with a group of friends that I know it's gonna be, fun and valuable, I'll spend the money. Like to me, that's more valuable than having to go get another car or go do this or go do that. Like that's not important. And I do find sometimes it's kind of funny because I was just talking about tax planning in the last 2 days, and that wasn't fun. And they told me about doing trust and all of this fun stuff. And I'm like, who do you have to leave your money to? I was like, oh boy.
Okay, so this brings me to an interesting topic. You mentioned like you like experience and then leaving your money. So I'm reading this book right now called Die with Zero. You guys read it?
No. Tell us about it.
Okay, so it's shocking to me. It's a different perspective. So the whole premise of the book is essentially trying to convince you or persuade you that you should aim to die with $0 in the bank. None of your own money, leave it to no one, just like use it all yourself for experiences. And the bigger premise is that like your memories, they have actual value attached to them, more than you'd think. And so most people, they hit a certain point, they work their butts off, and once they have enough money, they just keep working, and you keep compiling more and more money. And even if the people that argue that, like, no, I absolutely love what I do, he argues like, no, you could spend that even differently on like experiences for things that you want, because there's something called a memory dividend. You think of dividends and you think of like stocks paying you back every single month or year or whatever. Well, there's a memory dividend. So like if you have a fun experience, you go out of the country with friends, you have like these awesome memories. And then when you come back, even like 6 months later, you're telling the story of that thing to your friends. You feel all those feelings come back up again of like, oh, like that was, and I was like, yeah, that's true. And so he says like, if you can make as many memories as you can early as possible, you will have that dividend and all those dividends forever. And so I was like, wow, like I never had that perspective of trying to die with no money. And so it's making me think. I'm not done with the book yet, but I'm really thinking of like, like maybe I should spend a little bit more and not be ridiculous yet, because I'm still young and I have a long way to go. But at least thinking of like, it's okay to spend a lot on experiences and making the memory dividends.
Yeah, because it's not a matter of being irresponsible.
Yeah.
Like it's not a matter of just like, splurging the money. It's a matter of like doing something that you wanted to do. Now you have the ability to do it, right? Like, for example, what I do is, like, I know my parents work really hard all of their life. They never went on a cruise, and never. And then I was like, okay, no, it's time for you guys to, like, start experiencing. So every year it's like one cruise, whatever you want to go, wherever you want to go in the world, mom, go. Like, to me, like, that's valuable. So, like, I spend a lot of money on that, but to me, that's so much valuable than, getting another car or getting nice shoes and stuff. I do have nice shoes, but at the same time, it's just like,
He does.
Yeah.
I saw them.
it's just because I sometimes I don't like, I have the same shoes for like 45 years, like okay, I gotta get a new one, gotta get a good one so it can last me another 4 or 5 years or whatever, spend good time. And what you were saying is, like, die with zero, right? So you got all this money, and then you want to think about leaving wealth to the next generation, right? So that is also in my head, dying with zero, because you're not really, like, doing it for you, because you can have you're gonna get in a point in time in your life where you're gonna be working for something that you're not gonna reap the benefits of it. Somebody else is going to, and that's usually, like, the next generation, your family or whatever, right? And that, to me, that's also part of, like, the whole, die with zero. Don't do the effort right now that that you're not gonna live long enough to, like, even get a couple of good things out of it.
What's your take on that, Sergio? Like, that concept, dying with zero, not leaving money or leaving money.
Money is like it's like a sticky, like, topic, because part of the reason we do all this is for money, and then part of it is not for money, right? It's kind of like the experiences or just the growth, things like that. In my real estate journey, I've been doing it for 3.5, almost 4 years now, and I just paid myself like a few months ago. And honestly, I mean, it's nice paying myself, but I do it for free. And I don't know, I'm having fun. You know what I mean? Like, I'm having fun.
Yeah.
Like, this is being a real estate flipper. It has been my childhood dream, and I'm glad that out of all the things that popped up, all the opportunities that I had in my life, that I actually chose to live my dream. So, man, I'm happy all the time. And, like, yeah, I have ups and downs or whatever. Like, life can suck a lot of the time. Things happen, but for the most part, man, I feel blessed. I feel amazing. Like, just when I think about that, I'm like, yo, my life's cool. And when it comes to spending money, I kind of don't know, because like, I've had a lot of growth recently. Like, it's been exponential. Like, business just started going. We have my parents on salary. I have myself on salary. And on top of that, even for this year, like, it's a ton of money. Like, if we stop working for the next 2-3 years, we could still pay ourselves. And I'm just like, well, like, should I keep going? Like, how hard do I go? Like, it's kind of at this point, like, what is the money for? That's why I asked you guys.
Right.
I'm like, well, what is the money for?
Then you talk about the whole leaving wealth for the next generation or something like that. Or no?
I mean, what I leave? Yeah, dude. People can have it. I don't.
I've thought about this ever since reading that book.
If I'm dead, bro. It don't matter to me.
My initial plan was to, like, change the generation, because I'm second generation, and I was like, I wanted to leave initially my wealth and, like, money to next generations and a legacy. And I thought more about it, and, like, you learn more, you read books like this of, like, what really is a legacy. Like, you think you do leave a massive legacy, even if you had like a lot of money, $1 billion. Like, how many generations down does that really go?
Right.
And it's also, like, what kind of people are you creating for the kids or the grandkids? And I'm like, it makes me think, I'm like, the way I am now isn't because I started out wealthy in the family. Like, we came middle class, maybe upper middle class, but, like, it was because of, like, all the love and the kind of person I became, of, like, just work really hard. And I feel like, I don't know yet if I really want to leave a massive thing to future generations. I think I just want to leave a lot of lessons, a lot of, like, how to be a good person, like those kind of lessons on. But I don't know. I'm still thinking about that. It shocks me of how differently I think now versus a couple years ago.
Like what's more important, leaving them $1 million or, like, leaving them a book of, like, your life lessons?
Yeah.
Depends on which.
You know
book.
what I mean? Well, I mean, just sort of like
yeah.
your wisdom, like your lessons. Like, what do you think is more valuable? What's more impactful?
To me, legacy is more about how you live your life rather than what you leave after you're gone.
Yeah.
Like, how you live your life could be that you could be a really great investor and then because you were a great investor, you have different habits, and then the people around you will see those habits, and then they will build their life based on the things that they learn from you, and that's how you lived your life, right? But money can come with it, but there's a lot of cases where a lot of people left amazing legacies and they didn't have a dime. If you think about some of the monks, like they have no money, but they have amazing legacies.
Yeah.
And it goes out through like generations and generations. And to me, like, yeah, it's how you live your life. And then depending on what you do you give the effort? Do you do this? Do you do the things that you need to do? Because there's also the saying that you were talking about, okay, I grew up in this environment and that built my character, and then this is why I do the things that I do. But there's this whole saying that you have a generation that builds, and you have a generation that makes it grow, like grows. And then you have the generation that spends it, and then the fourth generation restarts again. Yeah. So it's just kind of like a circle, right? So but if you have if you live like a life that it's worth just, you know, it's an example, right? Then you can have, you know, legacy that goes into the next one, to the next one, to the next one, and you don't see that up and down, because you will always have the same habits and the same type of things, even if it's a great book. What's the one thing that you guys want to be known for, regardless whether it is in the real estate industry or just as a person? What is the one thing that you personally want to be known for? Tough question.
So I personally want to be known for like just a really, really, really good person who like shares a lot. Like that's who I'm trying to become. That's who I've always kind of been. But now that it's open on social media, I'm trying to like, I'm not even having to show it. It's like people are showing it. Like people are sharing my advice to other people. People are sharing my nice deeds on their social media. It's like, I didn't even expect for you. Like I write a lot of thank you letters. I do a lot of nice things that I never put on social media, and somehow they still get on there because other people, the people who receive it, often show it. So I think like even as I get older and older, like I want to spread that message that like no matter what, no matter how much money you make, everyone is a person, and I want everyone to have a similar belief. Like I'm trying to push that belief. Like I want to be known for the person who's just like very giving, he's a good person, and he pushes people to be like that too, and to be their best. Like that's kind of what I want to leave. I don't know. Things always change. Like the goal might change eventually where I become passionate about some certain other things.
Yeah.
But right now that's something that means a lot to me.
Wait, what about you, Sarge?
You know, I thought about this a little bit. I read a book too on it. Forgot what book it was. But basically it boiled down to I changed my approach, like my approach on what I do, like why, like what's my why is my faith, number one. But number two, it would be like to inspire people to do what inspires them. And because that's what it's about. I mean, I'm living my dream. I want you to live yours, whatever it is.
Wow. Really good answers.
I can't take credit for that. That was from I read like that's literally what the book like said. Like that's probably one of like the highest whys that you can have. Yeah. So I didn't make that up. A lot of the stuff that I do and I think or whatever, trust me guys, I'm not that smart. It didn't come from me.
No. I don't think so. For me, I'm like the least. Even if you think all my ideas are original, like nothing's original. Like it all comes from other people, their books, other lessons I learned.
Right.
Yeah.
What about you, Jose? What do you want to leave?
So I want to leave as many happy memories and smiles in the people that were in my surroundings. That's what I want to leave. Because at the end of the day, whenever I pass away, somebody thinks about me like, oh yeah, that was cool. Jose was there, he did that. Yeah, that type of thing. Or we did that, that type of thing. A good memories, a good feeling. That's what I want to, always have like around, like good feeling. There's going to be up and down always, but that's what I want. And then that mentality allows you to like be able to be creative with any type of problems that you have. Or like, or if you need to be more daring, maybe this guy did it this way. Okay, I could remember those things. So that type of thing. I also want to live, one of my crazy kind of dreams is I want to have this little education facility that provides free education to a lot of the people that come here without knowing anything. Because I went through it myself. Like you can only go so as far as your education goes. And sometimes it's difficult because you have to unlearn things that you were taught that this is the way. That sounds like the Disney thing, but maybe it's not the way. And then because you were not exposed to anything else, you're not able to really understand what's the next step, or you find some blockage. So I want to leave that so that it provides that opportunity, because I know I went through a lot of different changes and it was so difficult, and I am extremely blessed that I have enough people to talk to that will teach me what was my blockage, like thinking mentality. Okay, how do I go to the next level? Well, you can't be thinking about that this way. You have to do that. So leaving some type of like educational facility too will be something that it will be really great.
That's awesome.
All right, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Make sure to like, follow, subscribe, Jose and Justin and me. And I'll see you guys in the next one. See you guys later.
I hope you enjoyed that conversation, and also if you want help to grow your real estate business, whether you're brand new or if you already got deals under your belt, DM me the word coach on Instagram at JustinYou'reWrong. Peace.